The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, Donkey of the Day for Monday, February 6th goes to Aramark. Aramark is a food service company that provides meals to the District of Nyack, New York, and other places. And that's what they did on the first day of Black History Month, provided meals. Let me tell you something. On Friday, I gave Donkey of the Day to Turning Point USA at Clemson for having an affirmative action bake sale. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't entertained by all the ways people stumbled their way through honoring Black History Month. And the only reason I'm giving Aramark Donkey of the Day is not because what they did was so egregious. It's just that this is one of those things that by now people should have figured out. Okay, see, on the Black History Month menu, Aramark had a Philly cheesesteak, broccoli, and fresh fruit. That's what was on the school's lunch calendar. That's what people thought they was going to eat. But they decided, since it was Black History Month, to change the menu at the last minute. Would you like to know what they ordered before I go to the news report? I just want to ask the room. Ray J, what do you think they ordered for the first day of Black History Month?
They ordered...
What do you think of black people? What you think? Food.
Don't worry about it, Ray J. It's okay. The fact that you don't have an answer is good.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to have an answer for that.
I was thinking of asparagus.
Behind the scenes, he said Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and watermelon Ciroc. But I'm not going to put him on blast.
No, you said chicken and watermelon, and then I went, well, isn't that? And then you said what, Ray J? And I went,
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and watermelon
really
Ciroc.
good.
Let's go to CBS 2 News for the report, please.
I would love a chicken and
You should feel
waffle
very
shot
happy
of alcohol.
that you spoke up.
Yeah, I am.
A mother reassuring her daughter after a racially insensitive lunch option was served at Nyack Middle School the first day of Black History Month. Instead of Philly cheesesteak, broccoli, and fresh fruit, Aramark, the food service company that provides meals to the district, served chicken and waffles and watermelon. In a statement, Aramark apologized for the insensitivity, saying in part, while our menu was not intended as a cultural meal, we acknowledge that the timing was inappropriate and our team should have been more thoughtful in its service. But this isn't the first time Aramark found itself in hot water. Back in 2018, another racially insensitive meal was served at New York University during Black History Month. It included barbecued ribs, collard greens, cornbread, Kool-Aid, and watermelon-flavored water. When called out, the company apologized and workers were fired.
What's wrong, Ray? What? What's wrong with you?
What,
Ray?
You laugh.
You got to see Ray behind the scenes. He's like, what's wrong with Ray?
You laughed and you made me laugh, and then I'm laughing later when we look back live. It was just like, man. I mean,
it sounds tasty. It's making you hungry.
Where it was good. The Kool-Aid was a little rough. Like, it was a little much. Like, the Kool-Aid.
Here's the thing.
Was rough. Like with it, like it could have just been like a strawberry, like, special drink.
Here's the thing. Aramark is making a rookie mistake at this point. Like, we've seen this one enough times to know that this was going to cause social media backlash. So, right?
I think to add the watermelon in the chicken, like the chicken waffle.
Well, we'll get to that. I want to talk about that.
And the watermelon.
I actually want to talk about that because we've seen this enough times to know that the woke-tang clan that exists in these schools is going to have a problem with this. But this is what your Uncle Charles is here for. See, I've told y'all a million times on this radio, we have to rethink this chicken and watermelon stereotype, because the only reason we embrace it as a stereotype is because white men who are upset at our progression made it a stereotype. I've told y'all this a million times, so much so that I don't even have to repeat myself. I can just flash back to one of the last times I said it, and you won't even know it's a flashback because I didn't have a nose job like DJ Envy, so my voice sounds the same.
Envy, you got a nose job?
Yes,
No,
he did.
man.
Yes, he did.
No.
Because it's okay.
It's okay. Would you like this lesson again? Because it is Black History Month, so it's the perfect time to teach our history. Chicken and watermelons is a stereotype, but why is it? Listen to your old Uncle Charlotte explain why it is. Listen. This is what they said about watermelon. This is from an article written in 2014 for The Atlantic by William Black. William Black says the stereotype that African Americans are excessively fond of watermelon emerged for a specific historical reason and served a specific political purpose. The trope came in full force when slaves won their emancipation during the Civil War. Free black people grew ate and sold watermelons, and in doing so made the fruit a symbol of their freedom.
That's right.
Sovereign whites, threatened by blacks' newfound freedom, responded by making the fruit a symbol of black people's perceived uncleanliness, laziness, childishness, and unwanted public presence.
Listen.
Interesting. I looked up chicken, right? Claire Smits, a professor at the University of Missouri who studies race and folklore, said chickens had long been a part of Southern diets, but they had a particular utility for slaves. They were cheap, easy to feed, and a good source of meat. But, Smith says, came Birth of a Nation, the silent movie from 1915 that showed the founding of the Ku Klux Klan. One scene in the movie features a group of actors portraying shiftless black elected officials acting rowdy and crudely in a legislative hall. The message to the audience: these are the dangers of letting blacks vote. Sound familiar? Some of the legislators are shown drinking. Others had their feet kicked up on their desk, and one of them was very ostentatiously eating fried chicken. That image, says Claire Smith, really solidified the way white people thought of black people and fried chicken. Smith said that, like watermelon, that other food that's been a mainstay in racist depictions of blacks, chicken was also a good vehicle for racism because of the way people eat it. It's a food you eat with your hands, and therefore it's dirty. Table manners are a way of determining who is worthy of respect or not, end quote. Did you learn something, Ray Jizzle? Turn his mic on. Did you learn something?
Hello?
You good?
I learned something.
Word.
I did. I learned something. It's just, I don't know. It's just such a thin line between.
It is not. We let our pressure.
Like I like watermelon.
As you should.
Like I
we
love
have no
watermelon.
reason not
That's
to
what
like
I'm saying.
it. It used to be a symbol of freedom for us.
That's what I'm saying. So where the chicken, waffles, and watermelon? Because I mean, that's a good combination to me.
A fantastic combination.
Even with syrup on the watermelon.
That's disgusting.
No, I'm just saying, like if a little bit got dripped on there when you like trying to mix them all together, you got the chicken, the
That's
waffles,
fine. Ain't nothing wrong with
and then
some
the
syrup on
watermelon
there.
was in there too, and it was just kind of.
Y'all let y'all oppressor shame y'all into thinking that chicken and watermelon was a negative stereotype when the reality of the situation is chicken and watermelon, as Ray J just said, is just delicious.
That's what I was trying to say from the beginning.
That's all. Nothing more, nothing
That's
less.
it.
And I don't understand how y'all can take the N-word, a word that was just a racial slur that racist whites used and still use as a derogatory term, and flip that into something positive. And some of y'all tell the world, no, that's our word. It's ours. Y'all took that negative-ass word and made it a term of endearment. But things that God actually created, like chickens and watermelons that are delicious, that we made money off, y'all let those racist Southern whites turn those things into a negative. Y'all let those Southern whites turn that into a racist trope, and y'all just accepted it. Y'all literally let someone shame you for doing something good. You literally let someone shame you for being an entrepreneur. You're supposed to look at those Southern whites the same way we look at Negroes who clown other Negroes for going to college, for reading, for having a legit occupation. But with all of that said, Aramark, come on. You have to know better, okay? Until we can change the narrative back to chicken and watermelon not being a stereotype, you got to know better.
I agree. And, chicken and watermelon, and you throw in the waffles, too. I mean, that combination is off the chain.
Delicious.
I would love to have that at a party instead of asparagus and some chicken and some
Grilled chicken,
some lamb chops or something like that.
I'll take lamb chops
is good now.
I don't like lamb chops.
Oh, lamb chops is great.
No,
Please give Aramark the sweet sounds of the Hamiltones,
I
please.
like.
You are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yeehaw.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.